one of the things we decided we wanted to see while in Turkey was the Basilica Cistern. This cistern is incredible. It's in the area we were in anyhow, near the Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque. And this was actually built during the 6th century in the Byzantine period by Justinian I. Way cool. For many, many years, it was actually forgotten. There were no records of it. The locals knew about it because they were drawing their water from it. But, you know, we ended up finding it in like 1565. Now, as you can see right now, the water level is really low, but it would have been filled all the way to the top of those different pillars, the support pillars. Now, the pillars themselves are pretty cool because they are a spoliation from all around Rome, the Roman Empire. So there's a bunch of different types. Some of them are slightly different ages depending upon where they came from. Apparently, in 1565, there was a French traveler named Petrus Gillius, and he went in there and was rowing around in a rowboat and was amazed to see fish swimming around below him. Now, this is massive. It is huge. It's 453 feet by 213 feet, according to what I have read. And it can hold 280 million cubic feet of water. That is a lot of water. Now, the lighting they have in here, incredible. And it changes as you're walking through. They also have various art installations in there. Those weren't all that impressive to us. The structure was what was pretty spectacular. The capitals on the tops of those columns, most of them are actually Ionic and Corinthian, and there's a few plain Doric ones. One of the statues that was back in there was pretty cool though, because it was Medusa. So the way they had it lit, you had Medusa shadows on the walls. Now they think that some of these materials actually came from the Hagia Sophia. Oh, there's another one of our jellyfish sculptures here. Now it's 52 steps that go down into the bottom of this, and they've got walkways all through it, so you can walk through and enjoy the whole thing. The walls on this are 13 feet thick. They have to be. That is a lot of volume of water. The weight is pretty impressive. Of course, the vaulting on the roof also helps with carrying some of that weight. Now, there are some archaeological excavations just basically across the modern day street, and I suspect they are part of this. Now, it's the Basilica Cistern because originally there was a basilica built on this site, and the basilica burnt to the ground. So then that's when Justinian decided they needed water for the city. This actually has sustained earthquake damage over the years, and it's amazing that it's still intact. In 1985, they removed 50,000 tons of mud, so there was a lot that had accumulated in here. In 2017, they did some earthquake proofing because it would be global tragedy to have this thing collapse. And here we're looking at one of the columns, and you can actually see the watermarks on a lot of them. We have some art, one of the decorated column bases. Look at that vaulting. And the bricks are fascinating. All handmade, of course. To think that all of this was just buried under millions and millions of gallons of water. Now here we have one of two upside down Medusa heads. These are super cool, and it's hidden beneath the water. Now they think that these probably came from a Roman temple. This is one of the modern replacement columns, but it's carved after one of the originals. Well, probably not carved, molded. I don't know how they made that thing. Beautiful, nonetheless. Now we're doing a voiceover for this because between the echoing in the cavern and the voices of thousands and thousands of tourists, it's pretty noisy in here. Definitely worth seeing. And the other cool thing is, not only is it really close to the Hagia Sophia, very famous mosque, it's also really close to the Blue Mosque. So we get to see all of the above in one afternoon, which was unfortunately all the time that we had in Turkey. I think entry was like the equivalent of $6 or $7 a person. Alright, and now we went to the Blue Mosque. Now the architecture here, absolutely exquisite. It's breathtaking. We came prepared, and so we had brought some headscarves because we're going to be respectful of the building and the local culture. However, if you do not have those, they not only have scarves that they will lend you, they have skirts that you can put on. So here's Debbie and I. This lady here is wearing one of the skirts. It says that it is property of the Blue Mosque. And so that way you are dressed appropriately. The carpet, gorgeous. And you do not wear shoes in here, so we're all walking around in our socks and carrying our shoes. Yes, birds go in and fly around, but the structure is absolutely exquisite. Now, some of these very large pillars also have fountains in the bases of them. And I'm not sure if those were drinking fountains. We have one right here. Or, you know, if they would be used for ritual bathing. But they're inside, so I don't know about ritual, because you want to do that before you entered. The scale is absolutely immense. Now they do have several sections that are fenced off, and that's for the people who are coming in to actually pray, since this is a functional mosque. We had an amazing time visiting Turkey. We decided we need to go back.